Hello guys, you are seeing Prime News Australia, where we show you the latest and important news of Australia in the fastest and reliable way. So come, let's start by not delaying 25 big updates of the Australia, especially for you. Before proceeding in the video, comment by commenting from which state you are watching, and also like video so that YouTube can reach this video to more people of Australia.
Residents in the regional electorate of Farrer are heading to the polls today for a crucial by-election following the resignation of Susan Ley. While the Labour Party is not contesting the seat, the coalition faces a significant challenge from independent candidate Michelle Milthorpe. Polling suggests a tight race, with local voters expressing a desire for change after decades of major party dominance in the agricultural and agribusiness hub. In South Australia, a driver was reported early this morning after crashing his Honda sedan into a parked vehicle at Oaklands Park. Police attended the scene on Crozier Terrace just after 3 a.m, where the driver allegedly returned a breath test result of 0.108. This is more than twice the legal blood alcohol limit. The Rockhampton Museum of Art is officially launching its new towering sculptural installation today as part of the federal government's Sharing the National Collection programme. Minister for the Arts Tony Burke highlighted that the loan allows iconic works from Canberra to be enjoyed by regional Queensland audiences. Australian Federal Police have confirmed that several women repatriated from the Al Roj refugee camp in Syria are appearing in courts across Sydney and Melbourne today. 2 women in Melbourne have been charged with crimes against humanity relating to slavery, while a Sydney woman faces charges for entering a prohibited area and membership in a terrorist organisation. In the AFL, Fremantle is on the verge of a historic milestone as they prepare for their upcoming clash. If the Dockers secure a victory, they will equal their club record winning streak of 9 consecutive matches, a feat previously achieved only in 2006 and 2015. However, the team must navigate this challenge without captain Alex Pearce, who has been ruled out due to a low-grade 1,150 injury sustained against Hawthorn. A major health watch remains in place for 4 Australians currently on board a cruise ship headed for the Canary Islands following a hantavirus outbreak. While 3 deaths have been linked to the vessel, Spanish authorities are preparing for careful evacuations once the ship docks. Health officials have clarified that despite earlier reports, the Australian passengers remain en route and are being monitored closely to prevent any local community transmission. The Australian government has unveiled a $10 billion fuel security plan aimed at creating a billion-litre government-owned fuel stockpile. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese stated that the initiative is designed to protect the nation from global supply chain disruptions and ensure long-term energy stability. Australian roads are receiving a technological upgrade as CSIRO scientists implement new advanced line marking science. These new road markings are engineered with tiny glass beads that enhance retroreflection, making lines more visible at night and during heavy rain. The project is critical for supporting modern driver assist technologies, such as lane keeping systems, which rely on high contrast markings to function safely. The Royal Australian Navy frigate HMAS Toowoomba continues its regional presence deployment in the Indo-Pacific today. Having recently completed maritime cooperative activities with the United States and the Philippines, the vessel is currently conducting routine transits through the South China Sea. The Archibald Prize for 2026 was awarded to artist Richard Lua for his striking portrait of traditional healer Iluwanti Ken. The announcement, which has sparked significant interest in the Australian art community, celebrates the depiction of the senior Pitjantjatjara artist. One Nation is eyeing a historic performance in today's Farrer by-election, with party leader Pauline Hanson expressing confidence in their regional support. Political analysts suggest this vote is a litmus test for the party's influence in traditionally conservative strongholds. The campaign has been marked by tension, including reports of media exclusion at recent press conferences. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese and Japanese Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi have finalised 4 major bilateral agreements in Canberra. The deals focus on strengthening cooperation in defence, critical minerals and energy transition. A joint declaration on economic security was also issued, highlighting the deepening strategic partnership between the 2 nations. An inquiry into racism within Australia's children's protective systems has called for urgent and in-depth scrutiny. The investigation found that First Nations children continue to be disproportionately represented in state care, leading to calls for systemic reform. Advocates are pushing for greater community-led solutions and increased funding for Indigenous-run organisations to manage child welfare. Former Foreign Minister Julie Bishop has officially resigned as the Chancellor of the Australian National University. Her departure has been met with praise from Independent Senator David Pocock and various student unions for her service to the institution. The university is now beginning the search for a successor to lead one of Australia's most prestigious academic centres. Small wine producers across Australia are reporting a growing financial crisis, with total losses estimated at $1.8 million for some regional vineyards. A combination of rising production costs and shifts in international export markets has placed immense pressure on family-owned wineries. Industry leaders are calling for targeted government assistance to help small businesses survive the downturn. The Australian federal government has announced a new 20% gas reserve for the East Coast to address domestic energy shortages. This policy requires gas producers to set aside a portion of their output for local consumption before exporting. The move aims to lower energy prices for Australian households and manufacturers who have struggled with soaring costs. Industry groups have expressed mixed reactions, citing concerns over potential impacts on future investment. Health officials in Victoria have reinstated several child protection workers who were previously stood down following the death of a young child in care. An internal review determined that the staff members followed existing protocols, though the case has sparked a wider debate regarding the adequacy of current safety frameworks. A new First Nations hub has been launched by NITV to provide a dedicated space for Indigenous news and storytelling. The digital platform, titled Muyingulaig, aims to amplify Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander voices across the country. It features a range of content including culture, politics, and community achievements. The initiative is part of a broader effort to ensure that First Nations perspectives are represented accurately in the national media landscape. The Reserve Bank of Australia has released 3 future economic scenarios to help the public understand potential shifts in the cost of living. These scenarios range from a gradual stabilisation of inflation to more volatile outcomes depending on global trade conditions. RBA officials noted that while the Aussie dollar remains strong, household pressure continues to be a significant concern. The reports are intended to guide businesses and consumers in their financial planning. Australian small businesses are turning to social media to combat loneliness and build community, according to a new offline trend report. Many entrepreneurs are creating physical spaces, such as chai lounges and historic winery workshops, to encourage face-to-face connection. This shift comes as a response to the increasing digital saturation of daily life. Business owners report that these tangible experiences are attracting a loyal customer base seeking meaningful interactions in their local areas. In Tasmania, the results of the Legislative Council periodic elections have been confirmed, with Claire Glade-Wright and Joe Palmer securing their seats. The election results reflect a steady political climate in the state, though independent candidates saw a slight increase in their share of the vote. Both representatives have pledged to focus on regional healthcare and infrastructure improvement. A significant rescue operation took place off South Ballina after a yacht sank in high waves. Tragically, 3 people lost their lives, including 2 rescuers who were attempting to reach the vessel in distress. The New South Wales Police have commended the bravery of the emergency responders while warning boaters about the dangerous sea conditions currently affecting the coast. An investigation into the cause of the sinking is currently underway.